What did you get into trouble for most when you were young?
Say it one more time.
What did you get into trouble most for when you were young?
Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests, and all of those of you out there in YouTube land watching my response. What did I get in trouble for most when I was growing up? Well, I was probably like most kids. I got in trouble maybe disobeying my parents, not doing what they wanted me to do, but the number one thing that I got in trouble for from the time I was probably, let's say, in 4th grade, all the way through the end of high school, was talking in class. That's right, everybody out there. My problem was I was talking too much. I would turn around and talk to the person behind me. I would turn around and talk to the person over here to my right. I would turn around and talk to the person over to my left. I would tap the person in front of me and talk. Talk, talk, talk. I was the nightmare kid that got mostly A's and a few B's and C's in conduct. It got so bad that several times when I was in junior high and high school, teachers would call my parents in and say that we have to have a conference. And of course, the first time that happened, my parents were so worried. They were saying, "Marty, I thought you were getting good grades. Why do we have to have a conference with the teacher?" And I would say, "I don't know." Of course, I knew probably what was going on. So they would come in, I would go in there with the teacher, and they would sit me down, and they would say, "Mr. and Mrs. Mercer, Marty's doing great in algebra, or he's doing great in American history, or he's doing fine in English, but we got a problem. He talks too much." And then my mother would say, "Well, it doesn't seem to be affecting his grade." And that's when the teacher would say, "That's right, it's not affecting his grade. It's affecting John's grade, and Sally's grade, and Tom's grade, and Raymond's grade, because he's distracting them. So we're going to have to figure out a way to get him to stop doing that." So I would swear on my mother's grave. I would sign in blood that I was going to stop talking, and I would go back to class, and for maybe 2 or 3 or 4 weeks, I would get better at it. But I couldn't help it. Deep down inside, bubbling up inside of me, was this reason, this feeling that I had to talk, I had to communicate, I had to get it out there. And so finally, 35 years later, I quit the corporate world, I became a professional speaker and a sales trainer, and now I'm involved in Toastmasters, where they like you to talk. So that was the problem that I had growing up. I was too much of a talker, and now I get to express it every day, because every day from now on for the rest of the year I'm going to do a Toastmasters table topics speech and post it on YouTube. Thank you, Mrs. Table Topics Master.